Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Mega Man. We've got the Phil7 block right here. We've got Mega Man 9 right now. Mega Man 10 will be after this, but you know, appreciate your patience and hope you guys enjoyed this speedrun by Phil. I'll give it away to Phil.
All right, yeah, welcome to Mega Man 9. I've been playing this game for a while, so we'll see how it goes. So we're just doing regular 80%, so we're playing as Mega Man, and in 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, so if you're familiar with the demo for Mega Man 9, this was the stage that you got for it, but you couldn't fight the boss, but we're going to go a bit further than that this time. So, Capcom, I guess, or I guess IntiCreates, I don't remember exactly who developed and who did what, because I don't remember things like that, but they wanted to make it more like Mega Man 2, so it's a bit like that on the difficulty side, but then obviously if you're used to the 5 through 8, or I guess 3 through 8, if you're counting Slide as well, they do not have Slide, because they wanted you guys to spend your money and get Proto Man, but then they just gave them away for free on 10 anyway. Right, so these elephants, they take about 14 shots. I think they're called Paisos. I don't remember exactly, because I'm not good with enemy names. Right, so this cannons take 6. Concrete is a very simple stage. It actually is surprising with 9 and 10 how things shake out. Because with the stage progression, it does kind of work out, because you don't really need weapons here other than the boss weakness, but we don't have that yet. Not until the boss rush. One big thing is these platforms. I don't actually remember if we see them again in the Wily stages, but they just go up and down depending on where you hit them. Or where they're looking, I should say. So Concrete Man, he's going to do about 3 different things. He could jump there, or he can either shoot concrete or he'll dash. So now that we actually have him in a cycle, we want to stay close, because he'll either dash, jump, or shoot concrete right in front of us, which is easy to dodge. Because if we were away from him, he would shoot 3 concretes, and that's really annoying to dodge. And it's mostly just coming down to timing. Every 25-30 frames is when his iframes run out. And he can get another hit in. Right, another thing with 9 and 10 is that the weapons are actually pretty powerful. And Concrete Shot, both power-wise and with just utilization, is pretty strong. So we're going to immediately switch to Concrete, and you're probably thinking, well, why is he using Concrete? Well, we actually don't have the weakness for Magma Man yet, but it's just a lot faster to do it this way, either way. So Concrete can turn enemies into blocks, and then, as you see, if I jump as it's falling on me, then we'll get a little bit of a zip forward, which is really nice. We're going to take a damage boost. There is a bit of a strat where you can freeze them, but I never really learned it. And since this is a marathon, I'll play it a bit safer. Alright, now we get to see the power side of the concrete block. It just takes 5 shots to defeat the dragon with it. The big downside, obviously, with such a powerful weapon is that it takes 2 weapon points per shot, so you don't get that many. I think that's about 14 shots. I don't remember exactly how many. How much health and weapon energy you get in the classic Mega games. Alright, so then here we can actually freeze them. This one, there's another zip you could do. For safety, I'm not going to. This one I'm going to tiptoe just to be a bit safer. I'm going to shoot a concrete there so I can avoid doing a 4-tile jump. Alright, so Magma Man, he can jump once or twice, or per platform. So we want him to jump once so we can start getting a bunch of hits off as fast as possible. And then we want to kind of just read his movement and hopefully stop taking hits. And in every cycle, we want to get 2 or 3 shots. See, that one I only got 1 because I kind of messed up. Oh! I thought I was able to tank 1 more hit. That's my bad. He does a lot of damage to you. I think it's about 5 or 6 points of damage. Okay, we'll try that again, this time with full health. Okay, let's see if we can... Okay, that was a little better. Too bad there was a death in between it. Alright, so now we got the Magma Bazooka, and now we have a bit of choice here with the speedrun. You can either go to Galaxy or Hornet because you have the weaknesses for both. I just go Galaxy 3 because that's what I've always done. Because the stage is going to be almost exactly the same, but there is a little bit of a safety we can do for a trick I'm not going to do, first off, because that's another one that I could die easily on. So we're going to back boost here. And one big thing with 9 is you get to use a lot of rush coil, because they made it so instead of getting rush coil after a certain boss, it's just a certain number of bosses. So after the first 5, then we'll get rush jet. But thanks to that, we actually utilize rush coil a lot more. There's gonna be a lot of vertical sections with it once we get there. That's our midpoint, so if we were to somehow die right there, then we'll go back about 10 seconds because that's how long it takes to die. Jump over this, make sure we get coil. I didn't jump out of my ladder there because I want the timing to be right so we can kill that shield guy. Again, I don't know weapon or enemy names. So I'm going to stop a bit early because this grabber guy will take us into the spikes if we got grabbed. I'm going to use another coil up here. Oh, I knew I was going to take a hit, but I pressed left way too early. So if I went left there would be another grabber, and then if we jumped at the right time, we would be able to actually glide all the way up here. But since it's very easy to die from it, at least without experience. If you're near world record pace, then you could probably do it easily. Alright, so we got unlucky, so we're going to have to... Oh, okay, we're not going to do that. We'll just wait it out, because I've already died once, so I'll just... Yeah, what I wanted to do was do that, and then... Okay. You want him to swoop at the bottom twice, I just... mishandled it completely, but then I also got unlucky again, because he only swooped once. Alright, so now we get the black hole bomb, which is actually... I'm going to say every weapon is powerful, because they are. But this one will take out all the small enemies it can. And then if they drop items, it'll just drop the item right at the bottom of it. We're going to start and shoot 3, wait a bit so we can get past. As soon as we take a hit, we're going to swap to coil and coil up. Those flowers can be really annoying if you mistime it. So there's going to be these... they turn into scissors if they form together, but we want to make sure that doesn't happen. So we're going to shoot these at a certain time. I'm going to Wait for that one. Alright, so the flower here, I think it's Hanabiron, it's called. I remember most of the mini-boss names, for some reason. But he can spawn almost anywhere, except for where you're standing, so we got lucky there, just so we only had to shoot twice. Or shoot to our left, sorry. We had to shoot 5 times, actually. Okay, another cart enemy. We're going to try and jump a certain way so we don't get hit by the pots, and then also just freeze them. We're going to freeze the flower into the wall here. It doesn't break automatically, thankfully. Then just go to Magma Bazooka, and that's the end of the level. Minus the boss, obviously. So since Magma Bazooka has the spread attack, we're going to shoot right away, hopefully get a hit off. And then just utilize it as best as we can. Yeah, it's a pretty quick fight. There's not really much to it once you get it down. Alright, so that gear thing, I don't know what it does. It just causes a cutscene that I have to skip. Yeah, I haven't watched the cutscenes probably since I first played the game. Now we're on a Jewel Man. Oop, I accidentally hit the platform, but that's fine. We're gonna shoot these two with Buster. Then there's 2 different ways you can Buster the whole thing, but I never really learned that, so I'm just gonna use Concrete. Okay, Concrete 1, 2. Wait for this other green guy to come down. Then we're going to switch to Hornet. So Hornet Chaser is, as it says, it chases the enemies. I waited a little bit so the spiders don't just come down and hit me, because they do. The Hornets do have a mind of their own sometimes. And these platforms, some of them will have to go back and forth on, but most of them, they're just kind of annoying that you have to walk on them. Then the big cheese ball. He's also luck. He can spawn anywhere on it, so that's actually better than on the very far right, because you can just get into the door immediately. Okay, I didn't take another hit. I tried to jump a bit earlier so that one diamond enemy wouldn't be so far to the left, but it's not a big deal. Oop. That doesn't usually happen where I don't kill the bottom one. That last platform is a little tough because you have to kind of jump right away. Alright, so Jewel Man, he has a property where whenever you jump, he jumps. So we're going to stick a black hole bomb on the ground, and then since he doesn't go as far when he's jumping, we just make sure we keep him in the air as long as possible to get multiple hits per black hole bomb. Alright, so now that we've beaten 5 stages, there's another cutscene which gives us the Rush Jet. And luckily, these 3 stages are the fastest with Rush Jet, so it just works out like that. Thankfully. Right, so we're going to go Plug first, because the biggest thing is we want to do Plug before Tornado, but you can do, other than that, you can do it in almost any order, the last 3. But Plug is usually a big reset point on PBs, so I don't worry about it. Okay, so these Yoku blocks are on a global timer, so I have to wait for this one. There is a way to get it so it's the that 1 second section spawns immediately, but I haven't learned how to do it properly, so I don't worry myself with it. And with that, we are also on the correct cycle for this one. I just hope I didn't get a little bit late, because I did bonk a platform a bit. Okay, we're fine. We're gonna go up here, grab the E-Tank, because there's 2 E-Tanks in the route, because there is one in Tornado, but it kind of costs a bit to get it time-wise. So I'm just not gonna get it. And that's the only one. I am going to wait a bit because I do not want that platform to block me. Gonna get Jet as far as possible. You can, if the Stomper does do the small jump, there is 1 or 2 frames where you can jump over it, but it's a bit safer just to mash it down. Alright, so Plugman, he'll always jump to the middle in this fight, but then what he does after is random. So what you prefer to do is for him to stay where he is on that little ledge, but then sometimes he'll just jump right into the middle right away. Alright, so now we have the Plug Ball, which is Tornado Man's weakness, so we have met that condition. Because now it doesn't really matter which of the 2 we go with, so my usual route just goes Tornado 7th, but it's not a big deal either way. Alright, so we're going to go up with Rush Coil, and then immediately swap to Rush Jet. There is 2 variations you can do for this stage. You can utilize the Magma platforms and Rush Jet, so then you won't have to grab... you have to grab the weapon energy at the end of this section anyway, but the first section with the rain, if I did it the fast way, I would have enough Rush Jet to go across the whole screen, but now I have to kind of walk through the first half of it. Which that one I did learn how to do, but I only did it for the IL times. Right, so I jump as I'm going into that screen, so the Sniper Joe doesn't jump as I jump onto the next platform. So that inconspicuous cloud on the top left is where the second E-Tank is. You have to Rush Coil up to it, so I'm just gonna say goodbye to it and hope we don't actually need 2. Right, so the rain is pushing us backwards, so we would have to walk as much as possible, and then the screen is pushing behind us, so now we want to actually be jumping as much as possible to keep our speed up. Alright, so Tornado Man can do multiple things. We want him to stay on the ground, but he can also just go up in the air. Okay, perfect. I wish he would just do that every time. And for some reason they made it when he jumps up he bonks the spikes, but or he's just like a frame off, I don't know. Alright, so we got the Tornado Blow, which is a great screen clearing weapon. It's just you don't really need it. For the speedrun, at least. And it uses a lot of ammo, which I will demonstrate if I can get a certain trick. Alright, so we're gonna fall down here. There's gonna be another torpedo fish. I don't really know what that is, because I just kill it off screen anyway. Yeah, that thing. I tried to get a hit off, but it doesn't really matter, because you have enough time to mash 3 anyway. Okay, we'll dodge that one. This mine here, just don't shoot it, because then it won't hit you. So we're going to jump on this far right one, spawn jet, wait for this middle one. Then as soon as we screen transition, we're going... Oh, did I still get it? No, I did not. Okay, I'm going to do it a bit safer because I missed it. The safer one, it wastes about 6 seconds, but you're not near the spikes. But what I wanted to do was kind of the same thing, but on the far right. And then we just go up immediately. But just getting the trick either way is still fine, I guess. Okay, I'm going to play this about a bit safer. You can get Rush Jet high enough that you can just grab the ladder, but for my own sanity, I'm going to not even risk it. Wait, will we have enough jet? No, we don't. But I just want to make sure I don't get hit by those torpedoes. Now we are on to Splash Woman, which, so we're going to shoot 2 Hornets right away, but then she's going to spawn fish, which the Hornets might also lock onto. Okay, I meant to shoot 1 to the right and 1 to the left. That was still an okay recovery fight. Recovery to the fight, I guess. Alright, so we get the Laser Trident, which is actually probably power-wise the strongest weapon in the game. But we actually don't see it terribly much until the later stages of the Wily stages. But if you're playing casually, it's a very strong weapon and doesn't actually take up that much weapon energy. Alright, so Wily 1, we're gonna swap to Jewel Satellite right away, because both 9 and 10 have very strong shield weapon. I keep bringing back that the weapons are very strong in both games, but you kill pretty much everything with the Jewel Satellite in this game. So you can just go through the entire first screen with it. And then there's these platforms with the propellers on it, you're expected to use Tornado to move them up. But since we have Rush Jet, we're just going to go through the entire stage without using Tornado. Alright, so we're just going to skip up here. Going to make sure I can kill that one. Then we're going to stay on Jet this time, because I'm going to spawn Jet here, shoot 14 times, and it saves us a weapon swap. I don't actually know how much faster it is, but it's probably about the same considering. But then once we use our M-Tank, it's a little bit less time. Whoop. Let me just do it this way then. Nope. I mistimed it again. There we go. That's still faster than dying, probably. I was very scared. That we didn't waste any Rush Jet, because that's the normal strat anyway. Okay, so we're going to Jet here. I might have wasted 1 pixel of it, that's fine. And we're going to Jet again, because we can't really get over there without Jet. We're going to Jet right up to the ladder. Oh, I'm surprised I grabbed it. That was very high up. Okay, so spike pushers. Since you can only have 3 bullets on the screen at a time, we're going to rhythm mash it and kind of just make sure we don't mash as fast as possible. I didn't swap off Rush Jet because I wanted to save the menu, so we'll see how that goes. Then when they're at about half health, they're going to start spitting these things at us. I don't know what they are. They're just like energy beams. You're going to have to jump over that one. And then this last one, we can just shoot as fast as possible because we can keep just walking forward. So that was decent. I took a couple unnecessary hits, but I'm still alive. And those spikes are actually... The spike balls are one shot. So you have to be really careful. Alright, so Wily 2, we are going to, again, swap right to Rush Jet. So we can grab some ammo. I want to do a corner jump, and that's fine. Oop. It just did not read my jump input. Maybe that was user error, but that's fine. Okay, so here we're going to jump and then place Rush Jet a little bit after one another. I don't really know how to explain it. Okay, so we're going to jet over here. So if the one big upside, if you're like a world record pace runner, like a 32-31, you use concrete the entire beginning of the stage, but then I just jet anyway. I'll play that a bit safer. You can jump off the 2. We're going to tiptoe here. We're going to face the flower boss again. Maybe we'll get lucky. Oh, we did. Yeah, I'll just go. We're going to switch to laser. Because they did design some blocks that specifically require you to use laser trident. I'm going to wait this out and then... Okay, I'll just back boost. Good thing I got that health. Okay, there's going to be 2, but since I didn't jump high enough, that second one didn't spawn. Okay, these jumps are really tough, so I'm just going to tiptoe just to make sure I don't go all the way back. I'm going to kill this one, make sure that second one doesn't hit me. I'm going to jump off the ladder, kind of in the middle of it. Oop, okay, I'll just wait it out. I'm busy explaining the strat, so I didn't do it. There we go. Because those movie camera things, they'll spawn fake platforms, but then you can still go through them, so it's not really a big deal. Unless there's spikes under them, then it is kind of a big deal. Place coil so we can shoot immediately. Try and get a corner jump. Okay, we got that corner jump. Spawn coil again. I'd like to kill this stomper. Okay, so we're going to stay on coil because the Mega Mech Shark, the boss coming up, I believe it's weak to tornado and laser. So this first phase we're actually going to need to swap right away. Oops, okay, so we wanted to do it properly so it stays near the ground when we are getting most of our damage off. The second phase, we're going to have to shoot back and forth, make sure we don't take too much damage from the spike ceiling. But if you're fast with it, you can only just go through taking the one hit. Oh, go immediately. Nope. Okay, that was alright luck for that third phase. It is luck when it opens its mouth, but that's the first big place where I might need my E-Tank, but there is a backup for that second phase. If you're a little bit lower on health, you can just use Tornado. But luckily I did not have to. Alright, so I'm going to swap to Coil immediately so we can jump over this first Stomper. We're going to place Coil as soon as we fall, and then kill the second Stomper. Then we're going to try and get on as high on the screen as we can, just so we can get a faster screen transition. And then the one big downside of saving the menu is when you have coil out, is every time you want to push yourself, you have to double tap it because the coil comes out first. See there, I kind of just pressed it twice to demonstrate, and it was kind of slow. So this jump's kind of tough. Okay, that jump is actually pretty tough because of how it is. Okay, so I'm going to try and jump over this shield guy. My plan is to... Okay, I didn't spawn a rush jet or rush coil far enough, so I'll just get in their grills and wait for them to shoot me. What I wanted to do was make sure I took a back boost into the health, and I'd be able to have enough iframes to skip the first one, and then I'd kill the second one with Buster. But that didn't happen. Okay, so I'm going to set myself up at the left side, because there's going to be a grabber. We're gonna spawn coil so we can just keep shooting. Grab the M-Tank. I paused way too early. I meant to get on the ladder first, and we're gonna use our M-Tank right away. Then swap to laser trident. Yeah, I jumped a bit early, so that first met that isn't looking like a life. I will play that a bit safer because I mistimed it. But I am a bit lower on... Okay, never mind. I was going to complain I'm low on... Whoop, I almost jumped into the spikes there, and then I had to play it a bit safer so I could survive. Oop. Where do I want? Black hole bomb. Okay. So if that stomper did the big jump, I would just back boost off of it. Yeah, I'm going to be the most practiced, but not in Mega Maker, so we'll see how that goes. Okay, so Black Hole Bomb I'm going to place at a certain time, and I'm going to go quiet for a bit. Okay. I'm sorry, I couldn't really explain it, but every time I try to explain, you pause and unpause to get as much damage as possible, I screw it up. But it was pretty self-explanatory, really. Okay, other than that death to Magma Man, this run's actually been not too terrible. I'm allowed one incident, I guess. Alright, so Wily decided, let's have a mini stage before the boss rush, so... We're just gonna take as much damage as we can. I actually meant to clear that first one, but that's fine. We're gonna spawn one there so we can get the health and the extra concrete, because since we use the M-Tank, we actually don't have much concrete to work with. So if I can get lucky here, that'd be great. Oh, I missed a shot. Let me do it this way. Just to save a concrete, the one that I missed. No, Jewel. Alright, so a weird thing with Plugman is they added an attack for him where it's not really an attack, but he jumps across the stage, or across the room, for some reason, but only on the boss rush version of the fight. Yeah, that's fine. He stayed on the ground anyway. Okay, so Magma, I want him to go to the middle. Okay, he didn't. Will he go to the middle here? Nope. Oh, go to the middle. Oh, come on. Okay, we got it. So it did waste time, but I wanted to show it off. Whenever he goes to the middle, and then you take a hit, and then as soon as he jumps, that's when you shoot, and then for some reason, the game just gives you a double hit. That's the only, like, sure way to do it, but I'm pretty certain there's like, other scenarios where you can get it. But that's the only way. It's still timing based, but that's the only way, as I just said, that you can get it most of the time. Oh, come on. Alright, so the one big change, other than the Magma with Tornado, is that we can fight concrete with the laser trident. Oop, I didn't even shoot. Okay, that was pretty bad because I mistimed my jump. Now we are on to the Wily Machine Plus capsule. It's all in one fight. So this first phase, he's going to shoot these eggs, and we want to mash our laser trident or Buster, you can do it with Buster, back into him, then I might not have enough concrete. You want him to go up, though, so you can get easy hits. You can get double hits, but I'm not going to risk it just because I screw it up a lot. I might have enough. Nope, I didn't press jump. I was still holding jump, but then I expected a second jump to come out. Okay, so we had enough. I'm going to swap to Magma, because he's going to spawn in the top right corner here. We're going to get a hit off, so now we don't have... He won't have one hit left once we get there. But now we're in the casino, so obviously we're just going to have to wait for him to come down. And time will be on the last hit in case I forget to call it now that he's come down. Oh no. He spawned right on top of me, so I couldn't do much. Oh, darn it. And time. That was pretty bad luck-wise, but not really much I could do. Alright, so that's Mega Man 9. Thank you. Yeah, 35 isn't bad with that death. I played it a bit safer after the death as well, so I lost some time there, but the other than those, I think it was fine. Not really. It's Mega Man 9.